Exodus chapter 38. And he made the slaughter place of ascending offering of acacia wood, 5 cubits long, and 5 cubits wide, square, and 3 cubits high. And he made its horns on its 4 corners. The horns were of it. And he overlaid it with bronze. And he made all the utensils for the slaughter place, the pots and the shovels, and the basins, and the forks, and the fire holders. He made all its utensils of bronze. He made a grating for the slaughter place, a bronze network, under its rim, midway from the bottom. And he cast 4 rings for the 4 corners of the bronze grating as holders for the poles. And he made the poles of acacia wood, and overlaid them with bronze. And he put the poles into the rings on the sides of the slaughter place, with which to lift it. He made the slaughter place hollow with boards. And he made the basin of bronze, and its stand of bronze, from the bronze mirrors of the serving women who did service at the door of the tent of appointment. And he made the courtyard for the south side. The screens of the courtyard were of fine woven linen, 100 cubits long. There are 20 columns, and there are 20 sockets of bronze. The hooks of the columns and their bands were of silver. And for the north side, the screens were 100 cubits long. There are 20 columns, and there are 20 sockets of bronze. The hooks of the columns and their bands were of silver. And for the west side, there were screens of 50 cubits. There are 10 columns and there are 10 sockets. The hooks of the columns and their bands were of silver. And for the east side, eastward, 50 cubits. 15 cubits of screens on the one side with their 3 columns and their 3 sockets, and 15 cubits of screens on the other side of the courtyard gate, on this side and that side, with their 3 columns and their 3 sockets. All the screens of the courtyard all around were of fine woven linen, and the sockets for the columns were of bronze, and the hooks of the columns and their bands were of silver, and the overlay of their tops was of silver, and all the columns of the courtyard had bands of silver. And the covering for the gate of the courtyard was the work of an embroider, of blue and purple and scarlet material, and of fine woven linen, and 20 cubits long. And the height along its width was 5 cubits, corresponding to the screens of the courtyard. And the columns were 4, and their sockets of bronze 4. Their hooks were of silver, and the overlay of their tops and their bands was of silver. And all the pegs of the dwelling place and of the courtyard all around were of bronze. These were the appointments of the dwelling place of the witness, which was appointed by the mouth of Moshe for the service of the Levites by the hand of Ithamar, son of Aaron the priest. And Bezalel, son of Uri, son of Hur, of the tribe of Yehudah, made all that Yahweh had commanded Moshe. And with him Aholiab, son of Ahishamach, of the tribe of Dan, an engraver, and designer, and embroiderer, in blue and purple and scarlet material, and in fine linen. All the gold prepared for the work, and all the work of the set-apart place. And it was the gold of the wave offering, came to 29 talents, and 730 shekels, according to the shekel of the set-apart place. And the silver from the ones counted of the congregation was 100 talents, and 1,775 shekels, according to the shekel of the set-apart place. And Becca, half a shekel, for a for a head according to the shekel of the set-apart place, for everyone passing over, those counted from 20 years old and above, for 3,550 men. And the 100 talents of silver were for casting the sockets of the set-apart place, and the bases of the veil, 100 sockets from the 100 talents, a talent for each socket. And of the 1,775 shekels, he made hooks for the columns and overlaid their tops, and made bands for them. And the bronze of the wave offering was 70 talents and 2,400 shekels. And with it he made the sockets for the door of the tent of appointment, and the bronze slaughter place, and the bronze grating for it, and all the utensils for the slaughter place, and the sockets for the courtyard all around, and the bases for the courtyard gate, and all the pegs for the dwelling place, and all the pegs for the courtyard all around. Chapter 39. And of the blue and purple and scarlet material, they made woven garments to do service in the set-apart place. And they made the set-apart garments, which were for Aaron, as Yahweh had commanded Moshe. And he made the shoulder garment of gold, of blue and purple and scarlet material and fine woven linen. And they beat out sheets of gold and cut it into threads, to work it in with the blue and purple and scarlet material and fine linen, the work of a skilled workman. They made shoulder pieces for it, to join it. It was joined at its two edges. And the embroidered band of his shoulder garment that was on it was of the same work of gold, and blue and purple and scarlet material, and a fine woven linen, as Yahweh had commanded Moshe. And they made the shoham stones, set in plated work of gold, engraved as signets are engraved, according to the names of the sons of Israel. And he put them on the shoulder of the shoulder garment, stones of remembrance for the sons of Israel, as Yahweh had commanded Moshe. And he made the breastplate, the work of a skilled workman, like the work of a shoulder garment, of gold, of blue, and purple and scarlet material, and of fine woven linen. It was square. They made the breastplate double, its length a span, its width a span doubled. They filled it with 4 rows of stones. A row of ruby, a topaz, and an emerald was the first row, and the second row a turquoise, a sapphire, and a diamond, and the third row a jacinth, an agate, and an amethyst. In the first row a beryl, a shoham, and a jasper, set in plated work of gold in their settings. And the stones were according to the names of the sons of Israel, 12 according to their names, engraved like a signet, each one with its own name according to the 12 tribes. And they braided chains of corded work for the breastplate at the ends of clean gold. Then they made 2 settings of gold and 2 gold rings, and put the 2 rings on the 2 ends of the breastplate. And they put the 2 cords of gold and the 2 rings on the ends of the breastplate. And the 2 ends of the 2 cords they fastened in the 2 settings, and put them on the shoulder pieces of the shoulder garment in the front. And they made 2 rings of gold and put them on the 2 ends of the breastplate, on the edge of it, which was on the inward side of the shoulder garment. And they made 2 gold rings and put them on the 2 shoulder pieces underneath the shoulder garment, on the front of it, close to its seam above the embroidered band of the shoulder garment. And they bound the breastplate by means of its rings to the rings of the shoulder garment. with a blue cord so that it would be above the embroidered band of the shoulder garment, and that the breastplate would not come loose from the shoulder garment as Yahweh had commanded Moshe. And he made the robe of the shoulder garment of woven work, all of blue, and the opening of the robe was in the middle, like the opening in a scaled armor, with a woven binding all around the opening, so that it would not tear. They made on the hem of the robe, pomegranates of blue and purple and scarlet material twined. And they made bells of clean gold, and put the bells between the pomegranates on the hem of the robe, all around between the pomegranates. A bell and a pomegranate, a bell and a pomegranate, all around the hem of the robe, for the service, as Yahweh had commanded Moshe. And they made the long shirt of fine linen, the work of a weaver, for Aaron and his sons, and a turban of fine linen, and the turban ornaments of fine linen, and short trousers of fine woven linen, and a girdle of fine woven linen with blue and purple and scarlet material, the work of an embroiderer, as Yahweh had commanded Moshe. And they made the plate of the set-apart sign of dedication of clean gold, and wrote on it an inscription like the engraving of a signet, set apartness to Yahweh. And they put on it blue cord to fasten it above on the turban, as Yahweh had commanded Moshe. And all the work of the dwelling place of the tent of appointment was completed, and the children of Israel did according to all Yahweh had commanded Moshe. So they did. And they brought the dwelling place to Moshe, the tent and all its furnishings, its hooks, its boards, its bars, and its columns, and its sockets, and the covering of rams' skins dyed red, and the covering of fine leather, and the veil of the covering, the ark of the witness with its poles, and the lid of atonement, the table and all its utensils, and the showbread, the clean lampstand with its lamps, the lamps to be put in order, and all its utensils, and the oil for light, and the slaughter place of gold, and the anointing oil, and the sweet incense, and the covering for the tent door, the bronze slaughter place and its bronze grating, its poles, and all its utensils, the basin with its stands, the screens of the courtyard, its columns, and its sockets, the covering for the courtyard gate, its cords, and its pegs, and all the utensils for the service of the dwelling place, for the tent of appointment, the woven garments to do service in the set-apart place, set-apart garments for Aaron the priest, and his sons' garments to serve as priest, according to all that Yahweh had commanded Moshe. So the children of Israel did all the work. And Moshe looked over all the work, and saw they did it as Yahweh had commanded. So they had done, and Moshe blessed them.